The raw reality of YouTube. What's good? It's your boy Ben, and I'm back with another video. So, the raw reality of YouTube, and what I can really say, I've been on this platform for about 3 months. I uploaded roughly around about 40 videos. Some of them videos had maybe one or two videos. Some didn't get any at all. And you know, even one that I actually like did a little bit of editing to, I thought, well, maybe if I kind of edit it and kind of have it a little more free flowing and just mistakes and like stop all the mistakes and all, maybe that'll help. But nah, no. But only thing I can definitely say, man, one of the raw realities of YouTube is that the winds of change are very swift. And if you a new content curator and you're trying to get your channel started, that could be very discouraging if you see no views or little to no views and you just uploading every day. And I think, you know, I think it may be in the best interest that you kind of come with a strategy before you get on YouTube. I say meanwhile, you could probably like kind of start like getting comfortable in front of the camera, start uploading videos, and just to kind of get familiarize yourself with the process of becoming a content creator on YouTube. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think for like longevity, become with a strategy. Come with a strategy because you know it's various different things on YouTube that you can do. You can do outliers. You can kind of look on various different channels and kind of see what worked for other people. But you can only do that for so long, and it's almost like you waiting for if your channel's like kind of similar, and you waiting for somebody to drop something in or around about what your content is about. It's like you waiting for inspiration from the next person. So but outliers is essentially like you putting your own unique spin on it, right? And so I've met actual people, like people that I actually saw on YouTube in my city in real life, and actually got a little bit of insight on how they did it. And I'm in awe. More views than me. I'm like what am I doing wrong? I'm losing it. But at the end of the day, it's strategy. So my last two videos I put up, it was one about learning how to move files off of your phone, and another one was how to copy files to like a USB flash drive. Now, I noticed that those two videos I did, they're actually doing pretty decent. I have upwards to like 15 views. That's good for me. I'm just hoping that it can get better and I can kind of sharpen my skills and bring you even better content. But which kind of interludes to like that strategy. And I think some content creators were very, very, very excited about telling people to get on YouTube and not telling people how to navigate on YouTube. And really what it really boils down to is coming with some value. Excuse me, y'all, my eyes are watering. It's cold out here. So you got to come with some value. You have to give something to your audience that they can take away, that they can use in everyday life. Whatever insane amount of knowledge you got on about, I don't care if it's like math, finance, crocheting, doing like arts and crafts. It's somebody that you can speak to out here, right? And it's pretty much all on you to put it in your own unique way, right? Where your personality shines through, and you showing up consistent, and people want to see your face and see your content. And that's what it really kind of boils down to. Because, if you just kind of hopping on here, just not really giving any value, and meaning that offering like some type of, something that somebody can use in their everyday life, you know, people, they're not gonna watch your videos. They're not. That's even if you like a motivational type person. You got on here, depression is real. And some people may just kind of tune in, to you to get a little bit of motivation. If you optimistic, because let me tell you, optimism and just and even with negativity, optimism and being excited about something, it can go a long way. And people can sense it, and they can tell it through your content, right? So that's one thing. If you starting out as like a motivational type person, hey man, let that be the theme of your channel. But if you're just kind of hopping around and you just doing various different things, you doing music reviews, and you doing what you call those things, reactions, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna throw the algorithm off. And shout out to my homeboy who actually does share my videos. I appreciate it. But in that same token, man, like, you gotta let YouTube like do its thing. You can tell your friends and your family members, like, hey, like, I got my new YouTube channel, man, like, tune in. So, that's cool and all, but you want to organically do that, because if your friend or family member, like, okay, they just trying to support you, they're gonna see your face pop up on their feed, and they'll click on the video, and if they don't watch the whole video, that can really hurt you. That can really hurt your views. That can really hurt your channel, and overall, just not, help a content creator at all. So if y'all supporting, if you got friends or family members that's trying to support your channel, just make sure they watch the whole video. Have an interaction or a comment, subscribe, or if not, just don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody about your channel, and just let it, let your content speak for itself, and just shine through. And these are like some of the raw realities that you see people talking about on YouTube, and this is real, and it makes somebody want to quit. I ain't gonna lie. Excuse me, y'all. It's cold out here, and it made me want to quit. Really, I ain't gonna hold you up. And you just kind of have to find out that value. What can you actually bring to the platform that somebody's going to take away? Let me say that again. What can you bring to YouTube that somebody can use in their everyday life? You got an insane amount of knowledge about. I don't care if it's like putting together model cars, or shoot, you may be a doll enthusiast. Who knows? It's something out there for everybody, right? You just got to kind of tap into it, and that's pretty much what I've learned, man. These are some of like the raw realities that's been happening on YouTube. And I think, like I said earlier, some content creators, they get excited, and sometimes things get lost in translation, and you get on here and you just might get lost in the sauce, and you might get discouraged. So I think definitely strategy is definitely one of the biggest takeaways on this video. That before you start doing your YouTube channel, like, come up with a strategy and execute it. But if you just want to kind of get your feet wet and really you know, get familiar with the platform, how to upload and whatever. You know, just start posting to get going. You know, because everybody got to start else somewhere, right? So, just my 2 cents, man. This is what I was kind of feeling, and I thought just getting on here and kind of like put my 2 cents in on, you know, how everything's been going on YouTube, man. It's real, man. It can be frustrating, you know. And if you don't have, I really do hope that this kind of pointed somebody in the right direction or where they should kind of do. Or if you kind of lost, like I'm lost too. I ain't gonna lie, I'm lost on really, like, you know, harnessing like my core audience. You know what I'm saying? You know, I gotta really figure that out. But I think with those other 2 videos, just showing people how to do techie stuff, you know, the easiest and the most simplest way, you know, people need that. Because the less technical people that don't know techie terms and whatever, they need that. And I think it might be a space for me out here, and I think that's gonna be like my little niche on this channel. And I very well may have to kind of switch it up, pivot, whatever, you know. So, but tell me what y'all think about it, man, for real. You know, is anything that I'm saying on this video kind of resonating with you? You know, are you feeling like you lost? How long you been on YouTube? And earlier in my YouTube journey, I had a few interactions with people, and I think when a couple of my like people that started following me, they were just like, "Oh man, you one of them YouTube is on easy mode people." And a few people in my like earlier in my YouTube journey unfollowed me, you know what I'm saying? Which was kind of discouraging. I'm like, dang. You know, you can't take it personal, but it's for real, dog. It's like, dang, you thought, you know, you get a little bit of hope, you know. But that's my 2 cents for real. But just tell me what y'all think. You know, comment down, man. Where are you at in your YouTube journey? Do you feel like you lost? Or I think definitely, you know, search optimization. And some of those content creators, some of the big dogs like Think Media and vidIQ, Reva Reveals, they got some good information. And you know, and at the end of the day, it's like, is you setting aside the time to really optimize your channel, because maybe I'm getting low views because I'm not really taking the time for search optimization. Maybe, but we're gonna figure this thing out. But if you got some value from this video, man, like, comment, subscribe. You know, if you feel like you lost and you like, man, you discouraged and like you like at your wits end with being a emerging content creator, you know, let me know. You know, put it down in the comments below. You know, all right, I appreciate y'all. It's getting cold out here. It's in Detroit. So cold in the D. But I appreciate y'all, like, listen to what I gotta say, man. What's your thoughts, man? Leave it down below, and I'll catch you on another one. Peace.